Hi, it is Thursday morning Pilates time, so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a great week so far and are willing for some really cool Pilates practice. We've got a little bit of a different class today. We're going to start with 4-point kneeling and then go into some gorgeous extension work on our fronts to counteract all those hours we spent flexing forward, and then we're going to follow with some really lovely core strength. Okay, so let's start in 4-point kneeling. So we're going to come over onto all fours and take yourself up with your wrists directly beneath your shoulders, centers of your elbows facing each other, your knees directly beneath your hips, and your spine really long and lengthened. So let's just check our posture before we start moving. So ideally, you won't be slouching down through your middle, you'll be nicely engaged. Your bottom will be sticking out, but not really extending through your lumbar spine and not tucking under. You'll be in a lovely, relaxed, neutral position. The back of your head will be nice and long as well. So no dropping your head down or looking up. So it feels like a really natural, strong position here. Just going to make sure that we've got our hands really, really wide. So there's lots of space between all of your fingers, not both your fingers, so that the weight can distribute itself evenly through the whole of your hand. If that is painful for you, create fists, be really nice and strong here. Or if that's not possible, you can place your hands just on the edge of a cushion, and that should take the weight off your very wrists as well. Okay, so this is our start position, so setting ourselves up nice and evenly here. We're just going to start with a rock forward and backwards, so getting some movement through our shoulders and our hips. So just breathing normally now, keeping your core muscles engaged. You're just going to rock your bottom backwards, feeling like you're sticking it out a little bit more, and then come forwards. So you're keeping that tension around your core at all times, sticking your bottom backwards and coming forward. So if you had a tray of drinks balanced on the back of your pelvis, it wouldn't fall off at all. If you want to, you can place a cushion or a squishy ball on the lumbar spine. Just having something there can help you feel that connection a little bit more. But think about bringing your tummy button up towards your spine. Make sure you have that lovely connection there. So we're just going to add in the breathing now. So as we rock that, we're going to breathe out. And as we breathe in, we're going to come forward. So feel how your knees, hips, and wrists flex and extend. It's a great weight-bearing exercise, so great for your bone density, trying to guard against osteopenia and osteoporosis as well. So just do a few more of these. And one more. You can feel how the weight, has this worked or has it not? Oh, I guess it's still going. Something just flashed up onto me. No idea why. So we're going to find our balance in the center here. And then we're going to go into a lovely cat extended cat flow. So this time we're working our spine into flexion and extension. Super way of mobilizing our spine and connecting with our deep core abdominal muscles. So let's breathe in. And then as you breathe out, tuck your tailbone between your legs. Feel that flexion of your very lumbar spine. And then bone at a time, roll all the way up into a lovely cat, pressing the mat away from you. And then as you inhale, lengthen back, passing through neutral, and deepen that lumbar curve. So this time you're really sucking your bottom out, pressing your breastbone forward, and then let's reverse that movement. So taking your tailbone underneath you once again, bone by bone, rolling all the way up, head coming down last of all, melting your spine, and then reversing the movement, sending your bottom backwards, deepening your lumbar spine, and sending your breastbone forwards. Let's do that a few more times. So really trying to get as much mobilization of your spine as possible. Really gorgeous way to start the day. Opening out all of the muscles in your spine, strengthening them as well as releasing them. Drawing your pelvic floor up as you go into cat. And then just releasing as you send away. So going again, rolling all the way up. And sending away. Going a few more times here. Nice and smoothly. Really enjoying how this feels. And pressing away. Good. And let's sit our bottom back over our heels just to release the pressure going down through your wrists. So give your wrists a little bit of a rock out. Really nice to release any tension you're holding there. Remember, you can always change the position of your wrist. So if this is too much, make those fists and you get exactly the same movement through your spine, just a little bit of a different arm hold. All right, so going into our single leg slides now. Really great one that we don't do ever so often, but it's fantastic for your hip stability. And also doing things a little bit differently sometimes can cause us to reevaluate the movement patterns that we fall into. So our bodies will always try and find the easiest way of doing something. So let's draw ourselves back into that start position. We're going to breathe in. And as you breathe out, just lift one leg up and slightly, smoothly slide that leg away, keeping your hips level with the floor. Inhale to draw that knee back in. Let's go on the other side. So sliding your foot away along the floor, really reaching through your leg, keeping your shoulders and your hips square to the mat, drawing that knee back underneath you. So we're going to keep going from side to side. Now this is where it really is handy to have something on your spine or somebody to watch you and tell you that you are tilting your pelvis. So if you find that you're swiveling your hips around, you probably haven't got that correct core focus. So really drawing your toe muscles in at all times. It's done it again. I don't know what is going on with my computer today. I think it must, hopefully this is still working now. Good. Okay, so if that happens again, I'm just going to try and ignore it. So keep on practicing that exercise, and we're going to go again on the other side. So sliding from leg to leg. There we are. Sliding from leg to leg, just changing around. I'm really thrown by that. I don't like it when I'm not sure if it is still videoing me doing this. Okay, sliding again and coming back. And one more time. And coming back. Okay, so let's move into some thread the needle now. We're going to focus on that lovely rotation through our spine. So it doesn't matter how far through you can reach your hand, just try and do it as much as you can whilst keeping that pure rotation. Keep both sides of your waist long as well. So if you feel that you're shooting your hips over to one side, you've probably lost that rotation. So keep the movement small and build it bit by bit until you're sure that you've got the movement right. So we are in our 4-point kneeling to start with, nice and long again through our spine. I'm going to breathe in. As you breathe out, pick one hand up, slide the back of your hand through, posting it between your arm and your knee, bending that supporting hand, elbow even, and bring your shoulder down. Then really engaging and pressing your way back through to your start position. We're going to go on the other side, so breathing in and breathing out. Start to slide, bend that supporting arm. Draw your shoulder down. Think about rotation through your spine. So a lovely long back, long waist, pressing through to come up. As with most Pilates exercises, you might find that they're slightly different from one side to the other. And that's either because of differing strengths in your body or you've got muscular imbalances. And all this is completely normal. So it's worth just checking in to see which side is stronger than the other. And you can work to correct those imbalances by doing a few more repetitions on a weaker side. But remember, don't push through any pain. Just do this at your own pace. Sliding through, shoulder coming down and coming back up. Lovely. You do a few more to each side. And this is really going to help with your shoulder strength, help with your upper body strength as well. And because we're adding on a really strong movement with our upper body to a lovely rotation, it's a compound movement. So really strengthening for all areas of your body. You might find that you're breathing a little bit harder as well because of that single arm press that we're doing. Good, coming back through to center. And this time we're going to add in a lovely leg extension. So this is going to make it slightly harder. I haven't practiced this one in a long time, so if I fall over, you will know why. So what we're going to do, as we breathe in, we're going to slide one leg away from us and then breathe out and start posting your hand through. So your supporting arm is the same side as that long leg, pressing back through. Good, we're going to go 4 times on one side. Just helps you to refine the movement and get it into your body. So we're going to breathe in again. Breathe out to slide through. Your deep core muscles will have to work even harder because you've altered your base of support. So rather than it being a really nice stable 3 points, you've gone into a slightly off center 3 points. Good. Going again, bring that shoulder down, pressing through to come up. And one more time, sliding the arm through as you breathe out, keeping the arm long, focusing on rotation through your spine, coming back through, and sliding your knee back underneath you. Good. Let's go on the other side now. Sliding one leg away, and then posting that hand through, threading the needle, focusing on that lovely rotation through your spine, pressing through to come up. Good. Let's go again. Using that long leg as your balance, keeping your core muscles coming in, turning your head towards your hand as well. So we're getting rotation through from the very top of your head to the very base of your spine, like a little bit of a helter-skelter. This is great for your external and internal obliques. Also working on the quadratus lumbaris and the psoas muscle as well. Good, we've got our last ones this side. Breathing out, sliding through. And coming back in. Good, bring your knee in. And sit back over your heels. Bring yourself up to give your wrists a lovely rest. We've done quite a lot on our wrists. And we've got a little bit more to come. But remember, you can pause at any time. Take a breather if you need it. Just work to your own body. And also varying on the heat. So I always think that when it's hotter, I find it a lot harder to work out. Even though you can get acclimatized to it, it always makes me think it's slightly harder, and I definitely need to take a few more breaks. Okay, so coming back into our 4-point kneeling position, we've got a favorite with many of you. We've got a side twist prep. So setting yourself up, really stable in your 4-point kneeling. As you breathe in, we slide one leg away, and then we're going to twist and lift that top hand, reaching up towards the ceiling, turning your head and trying to press the mat away from you. So you've got a really open chest. And then we're going to circle the arm back through and slide our knee back under. So it's a really clean, crisp movement, working great alignment, really controlling our body. Let's go on the other side, sliding that leg away and exhale to reach that top hand up, turning your head to look at it, pressing the mat away, opening your chest, sweeping that arm around and coming back through. Good. Okay, so we're going to start with this level. We're going to get used to this movement. So working on our side body strength. Now we've got all these core muscles working to keep you balanced. Sweeping back around, bringing your knee back under, sliding away on the other leg. Bringing that arm up, sweeping round and through. And one more time on each side, sliding, reaching, coming back round and through. Okay, so last time, slide that leg away in direct alignment with your hip. Turn, press the mat away, reach up to the ceiling. Feel how those muscles in your shoulder and your arm are working. It's another great stabilizing exercise as well as bone strengthening. I'm going to sit back once again before we go into our next one, which I'm sure you are going to love. We're going to go into side twist prep with a leg lift and your hand on your head. So it sounds a lot harder than it actually is. We're going to demonstrate first, so make sure you watch it and then have a go yourself. So we're back into 4-point kneeling, knees underneath our hips, breathing in to slide. Exhaling, and as you bring that hand up, place it behind your head and then lift that top leg up so it is at hip height. Bring it down and slide back round and through. Okay, so next time you try it, focus on the movement and then add in the breath. It's best if you layer up the exercises rather than get confused with too many details at a time. So we're going to breathe in to slide that leg away. Exhale to turn, reach the arm up and take it behind your head. And then lift that top leg up to hip height. Bring it down, sweep round and return. Try to make these movements really crisp and sharp and move with purpose. So when you turn, think about bringing the arm up and then really reaching through that leg. So you've got a long leg, and coming back through. So this is great for the strength of your hips. You're lifting that long lever, which is your leg, as well as testing your core stability, working on your alignment, your breathing, your coordination as well. So it's an exercise that really encapsulates, I can't say that word, all of the Pilates principles. So we're inhaling to slide, then we're bringing the arm up, breathing out, lift that leg, bring it down, reach up, and float back round. And one last one, slide away, turn and reach, hand behind your head, lift that leg up, and come back through, and sit back. Oh, well done if you managed to do it. It's one that I'm really excited to see you all do when we get back in class to see how you've got on with it. Okay, now we're going to add in a little bit more. So if you want to have a rest, do so. If you want to stick with our side twist prep and that leg lift, you can do so that as well. Otherwise, we're going to try and do a leg lift and pulse. And this is just going to challenge us a little bit more. So it's all about building our stamina and our strength. So when we're on our side lifting that leg, we're going to do it a few more times and then bring it down. All right, so starting in 4-point kneeling once again. Inhaling to slide that leg. Exhaling to twist, hand behind your head. Lift that leg up. Inhale to lower that leg down. Exhale, lift that leg up. Inhale to lift that leg down. So we're going to go 5 times. So keeping your core muscles coming in, keeping strong through that supporting hand, feeling your glutes and your legs switching on. We've got one last one on this side. Reach the arm up, twist back through and come back through to center. Awesome. Let's try on the other side and just tune in to see whether one side is easier than the other. So we're sliding away. Rolling to the side, hand goes behind our head, then we're breathing out to lift, in to lower. Keep that leg long, in to lower. You might feel your glutes and your leg muscles really switch on. Keep your gaze going forward. Try not to dip your head or tuck your chin in. We've got one last one. Breathing out, going back in. You might hear that I'm shaking in this one. Coming back through and knees underneath your hips. I'm going to try and do that one more time on each side. Remember, have a rest if you need to. If you feel like you need a drink, have that as well. If you get confused with the breathing, don't worry. Just try and focus on the exercise and getting the exercise right, and the breath will follow. So inhale to slide. Exhale to turn, hand behind your head, gaze going forward. Breathing in that leg up and down. 2 and down. Keep your hips stacked. Press the mat away from you. Don't let that bottom waist drop to the floor. One more. Reaching that hand up and down. Last time on the other side. Inhale to slide. Exhale to turn. Leg nice and long. Hands supporting you. Keep your glutes working. Don't let your lower waist drop down. Gaze going forward, head and spine in one nice long line. And I'm going to do one more on the side. Breathing out, coming back down. And sitting back into your rest position. Send your bottom back over your heels. Take your knees a little bit further apart and try and fold yourself forward. If you can do, bring your head down onto the mat or stack it on top of your fists. Or if this isn't comfortable, you can lie on your side into a little ball and you'll get the same release through your spine. So bring your head down, breathing into your rib cage and breathing out to relax. So we're just increasing our hip flexion here. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. 2 more breaths here. And we're going to walk ourselves forward into our position for our front lying exercises. So we're going to start with a really easy diamond press. I like to start in diamond press so that way you can really make sure you know what muscles should be working and build it up bit by bit. So extend your legs out behind you. Make sure they're hip distance apart. Legs really pointed. Toes pointed even. Elbows nice and wide. Back of your neck really long. Forehead down. Make sure you're really well aligned. So try and imagine that you've got a line running from your nose to your breastbone to your pubic bone. And that's in one long line. Forehead down. We're going to start with a normal diving press. We're going to lift our arms up with our head. So we breathe in, then as you breathe out, lift your head, lift your neck, and the very top of your spine as you float off the floor. Feel those really supported muscles at the back of your ribcage switch on. Inhale to come down. Now it's really tempting to try and go straight into your lumbar spine here because that is the part that likes to extend. We're going to try and focus on the neck and the rib cage areas. So think about a piece of thread lifting you up through that top section rather than through the lumbar spine. We're going to do that a few more times. Breathing in, breathing out to float. Inhale to lower down. Out to float. Inhale to lower. In to lower down. Good. 2 more times. Nice and smoothly. And lengthen down. Awesome. So this time we're going to add in an arm salute. Now because we've got that really lovely extension going on through our spine, it's great for your posture. It helps bring your shoulders back and prevent any rounding through your upper spine. We're going to add on this arm salute. So again, we're working on our coordination, working on our alignment as well. So we start just like before. We breathe in to prepare, breathe out to float, still breathing out. Reach your arms in front of you so you're making a really big Y shape. Inhale, fold your elbows so your fingers come back towards your forehead. Still inhaling, lower back down. Good, let's go again. Breathing in to prepare, breathing out, float up. Extend your arms, bring your forehead and your fingers together. Lengthen back down. We're going to do 4 more of these. So we're adding load onto our extended spine, which is going to work to increase the strength of our spinal extensors. And 2 more. Final one here, reaching forward and down and rest here. And hopefully you'll feel already that those muscles down your back are working really hard. And you might even feel a little bit of an ache there like I can today. Okay, so now we're going to add in an arm circle. So if you want to, or if you have any shoulder issues, you can stick with that arm salute that we've just done. With the arm circle, you're going to sweep your arms around you as if you're doing a big floating arm. So if you do have any impingements, is that the word? You might feel it a little bit. So choose what is best for you. I'm going to start with our forehead down, coming up on your exhale, still exhaling, reach your arms forward, and then draw a big circle around you so that your palms end up by your thighs. Inhale, circle your arms back, bring your fingers to your forehead and lengthen down. So it's like you're being a big angel, you're keeping your spine extended. So throughout the arm movement, don't let your spine and your head drop down onto the mat. Keep them extended throughout the exercise. Okay, let's go again. Breathing out, reaching and circling. Inhale, circle back and lengthen back down. Breathing out. And hopefully every time you do this, you feel that you get a bit smoother and a bit stronger. So you're really reaching through your fingers, trying to draw a bigger circle around you as you can. And 2 more. And our last one coming up, reaching and circling. Back around and down. Wonderful. We're going to rest here, taking a few breaths in and out, letting your body relax. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to move into some swimming. So again, I have got a variety of positions for you to try. If you're completely fine around your shoulders, you can try stretching your arms out right in front of you so that when your head is up, you can lift your arms up in front of you, palms flat on the floor. If you have shoulder issues, again, you might prefer to try them out at 90 degrees. So this time they're at 90 degrees to your body, and that can just help with any shoulder extension problems you have. So let's start with our forehead down. Legs extend out behind you, arms straight in front of you. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. So you're plugging your shoulders back down your spine rather than having them around your ears. Lift all the way up, gaze going down. Breathing out, lift one arm, one leg up, lower down. Try to lift from your hip and your shoulder rather than your elbow and your knee. And again, breathing out and in. Keep your spine up if you can. Try not to let your head drop down onto the floor, but if you do need to take a rest, that's absolutely fine. Breathing out and in. Out and in. Out and in and out and in. Hands underneath your forehead and rest back down here, breathing in and out. Trying to get some relaxation through your spine before we come into our next exercise, which is a single leg kick. Another that we haven't done for a while, but is really, really lovely to challenge your stability and try and connect in really good alignment. So we've got our elbows directly underneath our shoulders, palms out in front of you, palms hip distance, shoulder distance apart as well. Legs extended behind you at hip distance. You're going to do 3 kicks with one leg and then take it down before doing 3 kicks with the other leg. So try to lengthen through your body. Again, we're not going directly into our lumbar spine, so the length is a really lovely smooth length through your entire spine. Breastbone going forward and switch your core muscles on to support your torso. If you don't, you might find that you're just slumping down towards the mat like this. So when you engage your core muscles and press the mat away from you, you're really active in this position. Let's breathe in to prepare. Then as you breathe out, let's kick 1 foot in and pulse it, 2, 3, lengthen down. Try to do this with the other leg. And as you do those 3 little kicks, keep your torso as still as possible. So you're really controlled through this movement. Now, if you start to lose control of your torso, it's going to look something like this. So you're going to be kind of pumping forward. You're trying to keep those core muscles really strong and confine that movement to a flexion of that knee. So kick, 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 and down. Kick, 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 inhale. Kick, 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 inhale. Good. Keep your core muscles switched on. I know I say core far too much, but I went through a phase of saying nice a lot, so hopefully this is a little bit better. Good. And again, kick, 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 and down. Kick, 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 and down. We're going to do 2 more repetitions on each side. And with each kick that you do, try and get your heel a little bit closer towards your bottom. So working our glutes, working the back of our thighs as well, but also providing ourselves with a little bit of a quad stretch. So you might feel that slight pull on your quads. 1 more on each side. And down, 2, 3, and in. Good. Bringing your head down, we're going to practice our double leg stretch legs before our double leg stretch arms and putting it all together. So elbows nice and wide, palms in the flat on the floor, fingers on the back of your fingers, forehead on the back of your fingers, legs lengthened out behind you, and this time squeeze your legs together. So we're going to do 3 kicks just like before with your legs together. So this time we breathe out, 2, 3, and in. Keep your torso still. Use your core to keep you supported from the mat and feel how your glute muscles switch on as you kick. So nice and smoothly kick, 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 and down. Keep your legs glued together. This is going to help your pelvic floor, help the posterior line of your body as well. And we have 2 more. And our final one, kick, 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 and down. Okay, we're going to keep our legs there. And we're going to practice with our arms. So forehead goes on the floor. If you need a bit of additional support, place your cushion underneath your forehead. Take your arms down by your sides. Come into your extended spine, just like in diamond press. And then we're going to turn our arms so that our palms are by our sides. Inhale, lengthen down the floor and roll your shoulders towards the mat. Going on the other side, we prepare with the inhale, breathing out, lift our spine up, palms come towards our thighs, and lower down. So it's like you're doing a torpedo with your body, and down. Okay, so this time we're going to add in the legs. So you breathe out, kick, 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 in and lift. Out to lengthen down, 3 kicks. In and lift. So you're alternating movements through the top of your spine and your legs. Kick, kick, kick. And reach up. Good. 1, 2, 3. Reaching up. And our last one, breathing out, out, out. In. Arms back underneath your forehead. Pressing through your shoulders, coming into your rest position, sending your bottom back over your heels. And resting here, trying to breathe in and out, getting a little bit of release through your spine. And we are already halfway through our class. I don't know where it's going today. Hopefully you're enjoying it. It's been quite a dynamic class so far, really strong. I'm going to move on to some lovely sitting work and then ending with some really deep stabilizing work through our torso. Okay, so we're going to be doing our second half seated to start with. So if you need to, grab a little cushion and sit on it. That's going to give you a little bit of extra height. And then you can choose the position of your legs that suits you best. So you can either have your feet together or you can lengthen them away from you, whichever suits you. We're going to be working between the two because we're also going to do saw. So ideally you'll be in something called long frog, which is where you have your feet together, quite a distance away from you. So you should have a nice diamond shape between your feet, your knees, and where you're sitting. Place your hands on your calves. And we're going to go from sitting to slouching. So it's a really nice way just to get a bit more movement through our spine as if we're doing cat. So we breathe in, and as you breathe out, we're just going to roll our spine back. Shoulders remain over our hips. Feel that curve of your spine. Inhale to lengthen up towards the ceiling. So as we breathe out, we roll our pelvis back, tuck our chin under, flex through our spine. Inhale to come all the way up. Good. Let's go again. Rolling back. Lengthening up. Let's do a few more. So it's a really lovely way to get that movement through our spine. Really low impact as well. And try to make sure that the weight is going evenly through both of your sitting bones as you do this. Good. We've got one more like this. Breathing out, rolling. Inhaling to come up. Super. Okay, so now we're going to turn it into a spine stretch forward. So we have that big beach ball here, and we're going to flex up and over. So when you start to flex, imagine that you're lifting yourself out of your hips. You're not folding forward as if you were doing yoga. You're trying to lift up and over. So your hands are on your calves again, breathing in. Breathing out, nod your chin forward. Roll through, hollowing out your tummy and trying to lift up and out. And then inhale to restack shoulders, come back down your spine. So big beach ball that we're rolling up and over. And again, depending on your body shape, it might be a big flexion or it might be a smaller flexion. It really does depend on the shape of your spine. Good. Okay, we're going to do 3 more like this. Rolling forward. And back up. Good. And 2 more. Rolling forward. Chin coming down. All the way back up. And our final one. Get my hair out of the way. Rolling forward. And coming back up. Awesome. Okay, so turning this into a full-on spine stretch forward. We're going to bring our knees together, lengthen our legs out in front of us, and glue our inner thighs and our heels together. We're going to bring our hands forward so our hands are level with our shoulders and do exactly the same movement. This time, keeping your legs super active. So we breathe in, breathe out, nod your chin, and roll forward. So it's a lot more supported through your spine. Inhale to restack and come up. It's a really controlled movement. It's really good for mobilizing your spine, getting that core under control. So it's strengthening for your spine. And you might even feel a little stretch of your hamstrings as you reach forward as well. Let's go 4 more times. Rolling forward, restacking, and again, rolling forward. Trying to start with that little more of the chin, fully emptying your lungs of all the air as you reach forward, and fully inhaling wide and full as you restart. Let's make this next one our final one. Rolling forward and coming back up. Float your arms down. Okay, so working into some gorgeous rotation again. You have the choice of either having your legs together out in front of you or bring them back into our long frog position, so you can really experiment to see what suits you best. If you have your legs in long frog, keep your hands crossed over your chest and imagine a little hand pressing through the base of your spine, so you're going from slightly slumping to sitting nice and tall. We're going to start with the twist of our head and then follow with a rotation of our spine all the way down to the base of our spine. So we're getting that beautiful rotation in, working around our rib cage as well. So let's breathe in here. And as you breathe out, start turning your head. Keep your chest wide and open. As you rotate to the side, shoulders away from your ears, come back through to center. Now, if you are slumping backwards, you're going to find it very hard to rotate. When you sit nice and tall, there's a lot more space in your spine for that rotation to take place. So breathe out to rotate to the side. Ask yourself if your knees are traveling upwards. And go to the other side, rotating, coming back. Lovely. Keep your toe muscles coming in and working as you move. Breathing out to twist. Okay, just like before, you might find that one side is a lot smoother and easier than the other side. Now, hopefully, as your muscles get warmer and as the synovial fluid starts to get more fluid, you should be able to work a little bit more smoothly. Good. Okay, I forgot to show you if you're in long frog. I mean, long legs. Oh my gosh, it's only Thursday and it's going on already. So we're going to start with our legs extended, inner thighs squeezing together. Reach your arms out so that your hands are level with your shoulders. Make sure you can see them with, in your peripheral vision. So if your arms are too wide, you won't be able to see. Keep them nice and long. We're going to breathe in. And we're going to do exactly the same, keeping our arms wide, breathing out as a turn. Inhale to come back. Remember all of those cues I gave you before. So if you are slumping, it's going to be a lot harder to twist. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, twisting to the side and coming back. Turning your head to start with. Coming back to center. Lovely. Going again, sliding around, back through. And because you've got those long levers, your spine is working a lot harder. So you've added load to this rotation. We've got one last one. Remember to keep your chest really wide. Come back through to center and bring your arms down, bring your knees in, and just relax forward ever so slightly and catch your breath before we do our next exercise, which is going to be saw. So, as I said, it's a very dynamic class today. So with our saw, we start with our legs slightly wider than hip distance apart. We're going to do full saw today. So that's going to be with our arms wide. So we're going to put together that spine stretch forward with that spine twist that we've just done. When we go forward, think about your little finger going towards that opposite toe and keep that rotation of your spine with that flexion. So you're reaching your front finger forward. As you reach that front finger forward, if you can remember, rather than having the palm of your backhand facing forward, try to twist that arm in the shoulder socket so your palm is facing back and then come back through. Okay, so it's quite a complicated exercise. We're going to talk our way through it. So start with our arms in front of us. It's like you're about to go for a big, massive teddy bear hug. Sitting nice and tall. Weight even through your sitting bones. If you need to have a little bit more height here, you can grab a different cushion, one that is a little bit thicker or a block. If you have one, you might find it a lot easier to sit nice and tall like this. So our arms are nice and wide, we're breathing in. As you breathe out, we rotate to the side, still breathing out. Reach that little finger forward, tuck your chin, spine stretch forward, turn that back hand to the palm is facing back and pulse. 2, 3. Inhale to restack. Twist back to center. Rotate to the opposite side. Back palm turns. Rolling forward. Pulse. 2, 3. Restacking and twist back. So it's a really simple movement in our spine. We twist and then we roll forward. But with our arms, it makes it a little bit more complicated. So think about finger going towards little toe, back arm turning, and it should come quite naturally. As you roll forward, it should feel quite smooth to turn that back arm. So let's go again. Big teddy bear arms, breathing in, breathing out to rotate, arms moving with your spine, still breathing out, roll forward, turn that back arm, pulse, 2, 3, breathe in to restack, rotate back to center, go straight to the other side, breathing out, inhale to restack, come back through to center, breathing out, turning, pulsing, restacking. If this is too much, you can try it with your arms across your chest. Getting rid of your arms can sometimes mean that you focus on your body a little bit more. So crossing your hands over your chest, breathing in, breathing out to turn, and rolling forward. This time, think about that shoulder coming towards the opposite toe. Restacking on the in-breath, rotating back through to center, breathing out to twist, rolling forward. Toes are supporting your spine. It's not a fold. It is a flexion up and over. Rolling, restacking, back through, rotating, and rolling, restacking, and through. Rest your arms down, bring your feet together, and let your knees rest here. It's very easy to hold tension through the top of your legs and through your hips in this position. So we're just going to do a little bit of a release. So get rid of any cushions that you might have. Place your hands behind you and just take your weight back ever so slightly. Feet are still hip distance apart. And we're going to just swish our legs from side to side. So we're getting them moving through our hips. We're going to keep our spine really still to start with. And then as you get more into the movement, just start to let your pelvis lift off the floor one side to the other. So we're getting a little bit more movement through that hip joint, giving a bit more release through there. Good. One more time to each side. And come back to center. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to move into kind of tabletop back grab. Now, this is going to be really hard work for your shoulders. So I'd like you to listen to your bodies once again and only do what feels good for you. So we start sitting nice and tall with our feet hip distance apart on the floor. Knees are bent hip distance apart as well. We're going to place our hands behind us. Fingertips facing forward. Lots of space between our fingers. Now, here, don't slump through your spine into that flexion. We're going to keep our breastbone nice and tall, toe muscles switched on. What we're going to do is, as we breathe out, we're going to try and float our hips off the floor. Now, even if you float them a centimetre, that's great. We can build that strength up bit by bit. So you're going to breathe in. And as we breathe out, start lifting your hips up, pressing your knees away. Now, see what works for you. If you can lift a centimetre, great. If you can lift further, that's also great. So breathing in and breathing out, float your hips up. See if you can bring them up so that your body is one nice straight line, and lower down with control. Now, as I said, you can practice building that strength bit by bit. It's really quite hard work for the back of your spine as well as for your shoulders. So build up bit by bit. Breathing in and out. You can hover and lower down. The next time, see if you can go a little bit higher, breathing out. And in. Now, it's really helpful if you think about your knees traveling away from you. And that's going to help you get that little bit more lift. So we breathe in and breathe out. Send your knees away. Keep your gaze going forward. Don't drop your head back. Coming down. Lovely. Okay, 2 more like this. Do what you can. Remember, you can build it up by bit by bit. Need to stop saying bit by bit. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Feeling your glutes switch on. So by engaging your glutes, you're going to help lift your hips. Final one. And lengthen back down. We're going to stretch our legs out in front of us. And then one bone at a time, lower ourselves back down onto the floor. So you can hold onto your legs if you want to, or you can reach your arms out long in front of you, breathing in and breathing out. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. And one bone at a time, let yourself roll onto the floor. Head coming down. And then just adjust yourself so you're in your relaxation position. Now, if you want to have a little cushion underneath your head to support it, you can. So have your head facing up towards the ceiling. Nose, breastbone, pubic bone in one long line. And find your relaxation position. So your knees and your feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to do a few pelvic tilts here. So just rocking back through your spine and arching away. Really lovely to get that release here. And find your neutral position. We're going to go straight into a wide-legged hip roll, just like we did when we were sitting. So reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Fingers shooting up. Make sure your ears and your shoulders are lots of distance apart. Then we're going to roll on the edges of our feet. So let's breathe in. And as we breathe out, let's take our knees over to one side. Feel that rotation through your spine as one side of your pelvis lifts off the floor. And then engage your toe muscles and bring back to center. Breathing out, let's go to the other side. Let your opposite hip raise off the floor, but keep your shoulders down. Let your legs fully release and then inhale back to center. Breathing out, legs go to the side. Breathing in, come back through to center. And again. So if you want to add on a little bit of a challenge, you can open up the opposite arm. So as we take our legs over to the left, your right arm comes out to the side at 90 degrees. Really good challenge for your coordination and your mind-body connection. Going to the other side, opening the arm out, legs go to the side, coming back through. Going to the other side, breathing out, back in. And again, breathing out, over to the side, coming back in. Lovely. So feel that connection through from your tummy button all the way to your spine. Should feel really nice on your internal organs as well. Give them a little bit of a massage. Good. So one last time to each side. Opening up the opposite arm, back in, and our last one, rotating and back in. Good. Bring your arms down, give them a little bit of a rest, because this time we're going to do it with our legs together and take our arms back in a rib cage closure. So knees and feet glued together here, arms along by your side. We breathe in. As you breathe out, our legs go to one side as we reach our arms up and back. Keeping our shoulders down, thinking about length through our torso and our arms. Inhale to draw your arms back and down. Let's go on the other side. Breathing out, arms go up and back, knees over to the side, shoulders remaining on the floor as your pelvis peels off the mat. Inhale to slowly and with control draw yourself back through to center. Keep your gaze going up towards the ceiling. Make sure you're not tipping your nose back. And come back through. So it's really strengthening around your middle. You might feel those oblique muscles working as well. So they're the ones that are kind of like wrapping around your very midsection with a, in a kind of, I don't know, corset-like way. Let's go again, breathing out. And in. Good. Last one to the other side. Breathing out. And coming back in. And our arms lengthened down by our sides. Well done. Okay, so double checking you are in your relaxation position, neutral spine and pelvis. I'm going to float our arms up once again. Now, if you want to add on a bit of an extra challenge, you can hold your hand weights in your hands, balancing them directly over your shoulders. We're going to go into a single knee fold, so breathing in. As you breathe out, float one knee up, making sure that you keep your spine from rocking into the mat. So you're really nice and neutral through your spine. Take that leg down. Go on the other side. Breathing out, bring that knee in. Inhale to lower down. Feel that tension around your middle working in a reactive way. So you need less tension when both of your feet are on the ground and more tension when they float up into the air. So you breathe out and in. Out and in. Good. Going again. Breathing out and in. We're going to make it slightly more interesting after this one, but it's always good to revisit the basics. So this time, we're going to do a single rib cage closure as you bring the knee in. So opposite arm and opposite leg, we're breathing in to prepare. Breathing out, one arm goes back as the opposite knee comes in. Inhale to lower that down. Breathing out, reach back with one hand as you bring that opposite knee in, back through. Breathing out and in. Breathing out, toe muscles are working hard, and in. So whatever you do, make sure you're not letting your ribcage pop up from the floor. You're keeping your core muscles working to maintain that neutral position. Breathing out and in. Last time on each side. Breathing out and in. Final one. Out and in. Bring your arms down. Rest them there. And if you want to, you can bring your knees in. Just to give yourself a little bit of a rock from side to side, releasing any tension that you're holding through your spine here. So it's really nice just to start drawing circles with your knees, rolling on the back of your sacrum. And you can roll both ways as well. It feels really nice on the back of your spine. Okay, so taking your feet back down one at a time, finding your neutral start position. Once again, we're going to go straight into a double knee fold, arms in the air, breathing in, breathing out, float one leg up, float the other leg up to join it. Make sure you've not rocked back through your spine. Inhale, leg one down, leg two down. So using those core muscles in response to what your limbs are doing. Again, remember, keep them nicely controlled. And in and in. Now, if you find that you're really tensing through your thighs again, use your glutes. So your glutes are going to support your leg as you draw the thigh up. Down and down. Good. Two more. Breathing out and out. In and in. Out and out. And in and in. Awesome. Okay, so you can stick with this or you can bring your legs together. I'm going to try and do both legs at the same time. Now, if you know that your core isn't quite strong enough yet, stick with the first option. But if you've been doing Pilates for a while and you know that you've got that spinal strength, let's try it with the double. So let's bring our arms out onto the floor. Our arms are going to help us stabilize here. So let's breathe in. Then as you breathe out, squeeze your knees and your heels together and float your legs up into that double floating legs. Then lower back down. Really control. Make sure that your core doesn't arch away from the mat. Going again, breathing out. And in. Good. Keep your shoulders down and relaxed. 90-degree angle between your legs. Your knees. And as you bring your knees up, make sure again that you don't rock back into the mat. So all the time, we're neutral through our spine and pelvis. It's really quite hard not to let our shoulders come up to our ears. We're going to do two more like this, breathing out and in. And our final one, use your glutes, remember, to help you maintain this position. Then bring your knees in one at a time and just let your legs relax out to the side. So you're holding your knees with your hands, just relaxing out. You might feel an inner thigh and groin stretch here. So just enjoying how this feels. Good. So coming back down onto the floor, placing your legs down. You're going to do something called climbing the tree prep. Now, it sounds quite exotic, but actually it's just a really nice building block exercise to what we can do next week. So from neutral spine and pelvis, float one leg into a single knee fold and clasp your hands behind your leg, then relax your leg into your hands. Got a nice basket work. All we're going to do is as we breathe out, we're going to try and lengthen that leg up. Now, you might find that your hamstring is a bit too tight so that you can't lengthen that leg completely, which is fine. So just work however you can. So you're breathing out, lengthening that leg up. Inhale to lower down. Now, the more times you do this, the warmer and longer that hamstring is going to become. So it's a really gorgeous hamstring stretch, as well as being super strengthening for that leg. So really control breathing out and breathing in and down. Breathing out, straighten that leg. Breathing in. Now just ask yourself if you're able to straighten that leg a little bit more than the first attempt you did. Breathing out again, really straighten and in. We're going to do 2 more on this side. Breathing out and in, and our final one. Breathing out, straighten that leg up and in. Good. Bring that leg down, lengthen both legs away from you, and just see if your legs feel like any different. And hopefully the leg that you straightened will feel a lot looser and longer. Okay, let's bring our legs back into that relaxation position. Float the opposite knee in, clasp your hands behind the thigh, and let's go again on the other side. So breathing out to straighten that leg. Again, you might start quite small. Breathing out and in. Breathing out to lengthen and in. And like with the other exercises, you might find that you have imbalances or differences from one side to the other. So just do this a few more times on that side. Good. And final time, reaching up and down. And this time straighten both legs away from you. And hopefully they'll feel really nice and equal here. Okay, so bringing your feet back in, glue your knees together, take your arms out in a low V. We're going to go into a really lovely static stretch for our spines. So breathing in and breathing out, let your legs go to one side, turn your head the opposite way. And let's just stay here for a few breaths. So your knees are together. And every time you breathe out, just try and relax into this twist. So try and get that gorgeous twist through your spine. Keep your shoulders down and breathe out. Good. Now, if you want a more intense stretch, you can bring that top knee up, hold it in your hand, and just draw it over. So you're getting even more of a twist, but try and keep the opposite shoulder down. That long arm is going to anchor you out to the side. And try and relax here for a few more breaths. Coming back through to the center, let's do the same on the other side. So take our legs over to the side, keep our knees glued together, turn your head the opposite way, breathing in and out here. Let your knees drop down a little bit further with each breath, and for a more intense stretch, grab that top knee with that top hand and pull it over a little bit more to increase that rotation through your spine. Keep the opposite shoulder down and relax into the stretch once again. Good. Okay, release that knee. Come back through to center. Bring both knees in one at a time. Hold your knees in your hands and start drawing circles with your knees, letting your legs go really wide. Just increasing the mobility of our hips really gently. So circling around, let your spine move in relation to what your knees are doing. And then we're going to go the other way around, circling our legs around, back in, and wide. Nice and smoothly. Good. And one more time, circling around. And then we're going to roll onto our sides and push ourselves up through to sitting and find a really nice seated position. So you can cross your legs if you wish. Make sure the weight is going down evenly through both of your sitting bones. You're going to go into a lovely flexion. So arms out to the side, breathing in, breathing out, reaching the other arm up. Other arm, one arm even, reaching up and over to the side. Let your weight go into that supporting arm. Back up, arm coming down. Let's go on either side. Breathing out, reach that arm all the way up and over. Lovely side stretch. Feel your rib cage expand through one side of your body. Restacking and down. Good. Going again. Reaching up and over. Restacking and down and again. All the way up and over. Reaching through that hand. Restacking and down. Final one on each side. Breathing out. Reaching up and over. restacking and down, and our final one, all the way up and over, back up and down, and both arms together, breathing in and breathing out, reaching from back, pressing the air away, and our final breath, all the way up, pressing the air away, and give yourself a nice clap. Well done. That was a really strong class today and really quite fast moving as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. And remember, if you have any questions, you can let me know. Hope to see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend and take care. Bye-bye.